invite Professor Baidyanath Labh, Vice Chancellor, Non-Nalanda Mahavihar Deemed University, and to deliver his talk, sir. Professor Labh, sir.
Thank you, Professor Pandey, Professor Srinath, Professor Raghavendra Singh ji, I was listening to, and other distinguished speakers, Balmukund ji, and others. I am a student of Buddhist studies, but I have given a different topic, which I am not much aware of, although I have a deep faith in Gandhi and Gandhian philosophy. And I think that I consider Gandhi as the crux of Indian philosophy and the whole Indian tradition. The way he has combined within himself, in his character, in his conduct, and his outlook, is the I very proudly and confidently say that he is the culmination of our whole Bharatiya tradition and philosophy. I have just thought of some stray ideas, not a very articulated lecture, but whenever I look at Gandhi, I find his inclination or his commitment towards Satya, Ahimsa, Prem, Aparigrah, Maitri, Karuna, etc., which he has learned from all Vedic philosophy and Buddhist philosophy and Jain philosophy. And all these values are enshrined in our tradition. And the way he defends and he is adamant about truth, Satya and Satya Agraha, the way he has and to a larger scale, to a mass scale, the way he leads and there are a number of leaders who have uh, led the Indian or the Bharatiya freedom struggle in their own way. But after the emergence of Gandhiji, we find that the direction of movement has changed, and the, 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 the way that he has experimented with ahimsa without ahimsa has been sometimes misinterpreted or misunderstood, uh, and many things which Gandhi never said has been put into the mouth. Suppose there is very generalistic observation, though Gandhi said that एक गाल पर कोई थप्पड़ मारे तो दूसरा गाल भी दे दो. Simply nonsense things which Gandhi never uttered. So ahimsa is something which is quite courageous. It's not coordinates. It is a very defensive and mechanism, sometimes offensive also. How we can defend ourselves with the tool of ahimsa. The way he talks about prem and the one prayer of Narsimha Mehta that he always he chanted, and that was one of the favorite prayers of Gandhiji, which he chanted in his daily prarthana, daily prayer. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तो मन अभिमान न आने रे. So to share the pain and sorrows of others without having any feeling of superiority, without having any superiority complex, that reminds us of the karuna or mahakaruna of the Buddha. It's not sympathy simply, it is not simply to have to just as if I am superior and those who are in trouble, they are inferior, and then I must show some sympathy with them. It is to share their pain and sorrow, their problems, their suffering, with the getting involved, but with a detachment in attachment, or attachment and detachment sort of thing. So that is not personally get involved, but still doing something which reminds of anasakt karma yoga of which Lord Krishna says in Gita, that we have to do something, we have to do our actions, but without any lust, without any expectation of return. So these are things that I find in Gandhi. When I read Gandhi and his autobiography, and how he remains stuck to his truth, and he does not hesitate even to confess the smallest or even the gravest mistake that he could do. So that
कहीं
shows
पूरे
the courage and integrity
हाँ
of his character.
तब अच्छा
Uh,
रहेगा
I,
हाँ
being a student of
15 मिनट बच जाए
Buddhism, I have a tendency or
परीक्षा कब स्टार्ट हुई
to compare Gandhi with
हम
the
तो चाहते
Buddha,
भी नहीं जुड़े
and we
बस वो
find
उतना लिखते तो दो
that
मान जाते
there are a number of similarities, points of similarity between the two. Of course, the Buddha does not advocate for any God apparently, and he is put by scholars, philosophers into atheist philosopher. But I will not go into details of such things, whether he was atheist or theist, whether he has
क्या
really
आइस
denied
बंद
the
कर दें
existence of God or he has silently accepted it also. I'm not going to tackle or to discuss about that.
खबर है
But that way, Gandhi has a firm faith in Ram. For him, Satya is Ram, and Ram is Satya. So, uh, in the context
क्या
of
होगा परीक्षा
Gandhi,
नाम है व्हाट्सएप
the truth is everything, and truth must be adhered, must be practiced
अच्छा
with
पढ़िए
fullest sincerity.
आपकी क्रिया
These are
टेस्ट
the some of
अच्छा
the
होता होगा ये
points or some of the elements that we find in the Bharatiya philosophy right
टेस्ट
since the Vedic days. And
बढ़िया
as Professor Raghavendra Singh ji was discussing about Western philosophy, how Western people have tried to view the Bharatiya philosophy and Bharatiya ethics, and he was talking about the ethics and then uh, aesthetics. So, in Gandhian philosophy or in the whole Bharatiya philosophy, I find that this ethics leads to aesthetics, and that is the crux of Gandhian thought also. He does not
करवा देंगे
like
आज
to go
आज
into the
थोड़ा रिलैक्स हो
forest
जाए उसके
and
बाद
remain in silence.
करा देंगे
He has uh, brought the whole Bharatiya philosophy or
हम
the
आप
whole
लोगों को पेपर पब्लिश
ethics
कराने
of
में
or
कितना
the
बोलते रहते
whole
थे
crux
कि
of
पेपर 10
Bharatiya
करो पेपर
philosophy, the whole
10 करो
message of Bharatiya
तो
philosophy
आप बढ़िया हो गया
into social
तो आप
life.
तो 10 करा लो
And social life, he uh, that way I find or I consider Gandhi as the most
इनको बंद कर
practical
दो थोड़ी
person,
देर
a practical philosopher who doesn't talk even in theory. He practices them, and uh,
मंगा लो
I am not well prepared or I'm not studied. I'm quite
बुक मिली
busy,
बुक
but
मिली
I thought that I
बुक
must
मिली है
share some of these stray thoughts with the scholars. And that's all. I am thankful, very much thankful to Professor K.C. Pandey and his Department of Philosophy of Lucknow University and ICPR, Professor Sinha and Professor K. Ratnamji and others. Professor Uh, so there are Shankarji and all that. So I once again I express my thanks. I will not take much time, and things may be deliberated upon in more details. There are many other scholars who will speak on that. So I stop here only. Thank you very much for giving opportunity to share my stray thoughts with you on Gandhi. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच सर इट्स ग्रेट टू
Thank you,
लिसन यू
Lord.
अबाउट गांधी जी एंड वैष्णव जंत तेने कहिए पीर पराई जाने रे वंडरफुल टू लिसन सर सो रिफ्रेशिंग I'm really grateful to you for joining this lecture series. So
Thank
nice of
you.
you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.